Hello, everybody. My name is Raven Santiago, and I am the Compliance Analyst for APT2. Today, we'll be reviewing our team's plan to test the efficacy of our insider fraud mitigation program. It is not enough to just have a prevention program in place. There must also be steps taken to ensure that it is efficient and working well. Take a look here at this table. It shows the objectives of all of the components in our program, as well as how we plan to test it and measure its efficacy. We will use several different types of testing to assess the efficiency of our program. We're going to start by using the injection test strategy by infiltrating a group of white hat malicious insiders to different levels of the bank to simulate fraudulent activities. This is going to allow us to measure the percentage of infiltrators who were able to avoid getting flagged as a threat and gain access to privileged information. We will subject employees to theoretical and practical security knowledge tests to check for understanding of the materials that they were trained on. We're also going to use penetration testing services, fuzz testing software, and log correlation software. Fuzz testing will allow us to look inside any program source code to see if there are any crucial vulnerabilities or security flaws. Penetration testing will help us prevent possible exploits from a third-party vendor by ensuring that any patching or updates that were done were successful. In order to quantify these tests, we will use the outcomes of testing procedures to create a red, amber, green, or RAG chart to visually represent the success of each component in our insider fraud mitigation program. Now that you have had a chance to see how we would quantify the components of our program, I would like to show you what our efficacy assessment report would actually look like. The column to the left contains all of the control methods that we will be using in our insider fraud prevention program, such as employee screening, awareness and training, monitoring user activity, and confidential reporting. The column that is currently gray will include the outcomes of our testing and the corresponding colors, red, amber, or green. This section will indicate which components are delivering well and which areas need more attention. This will be very helpful to see the overall performance of our program. Lastly, the final column to the right will show the calculations of financial loss mitigated for each of the program's components, which together will equal the total financial loss mitigated. Since our program does not bring direct profit to the organization, we're going to need to calculate the loss from having no insider threat program, which would be the estimated cost of doing nothing, or ECDN. On average, there are 52 fraudulent activities happening per year. For every incident, the company loses about $120,000 per year, which means that the estimated cost of doing nothing is $6,240,000. In order to get the return on investment, or ROI, we would have to determine the cost of implementation of our insider fraud mitigation program. At this stage, we don't really know what the cost of implementing our program would be, but once we do know, we are going to apply the formula to calculate the return on investment, so that this way we can calculate the contribution that every control has towards reducing the estimated cost of doing nothing. In conclusion, our assessment plan will indicate which components are flawed and need improvements, and which components are working efficiently at reducing fraud at our firm. Thank you all for watching today, and stay safe.